Welcome to episode 68 of the A Free Spirit Life podcast. Hello, beautiful you. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm Shannon Kinney-Duh, your host, holistic life coach, intuitive energy guide, flower essence practitioner, and artist. In today's episode, I want to share what I see happening with my clients, with the people I continue to connect with in life. And my guess is that what I share today will land for you as well, because we're all connected. And when we come together in this space energetically, there's a reason for it. So as we move forward with this episode, I trust that whatever I say and you stick around is exactly what we all need to hear in the moment. And so trust that whatever you hear today, what's the one thing that lands for you, take it with you into your life and integrate it and apply it and see how it might be helpful for you on your spiritual, personal, emotional health, energetic health, and well-being journey. I am feeling kind of mixed emotions. I'm feeling like extreme joy and enthusiasm and gratitude and a sense of just excitement for the future. I'm feeling a lot of creative inspiration about some projects I'm working on, and I'm just excited to see the flow around them and really excited to share them with you. And I'm also feeling this like heaviness and this deep grief. And, you know, so many people I know are going through a lot of tragedy. And people close to me are losing loved ones. And every day there's another story about some crazy thing that happened. And when you really look at it, you know, even the other day I had someone come and work on our oven. And, you know, we are in the 5th day of 100 and nearly 10 degrees. And I'm just now realizing no wonder my oven was frying out. Like everything is just burning out. And when we're in a state of burnout, we have to bring a cooling element. We have to create space to cool down, breath and air to cool down, water. We need the water to cool down, to bring a sense of cleansing and cooling to the heat, to the activity, to the action, to whatever's burning us out. And the man who comes to work on some things at our house, we always have great conversations because he's learning at his youthful 72 years old how to say no for the first time, because he has always said yes to every job he's ever gotten, and he's in high demand and he's great at what he does. And he retired 5 years ago, and I'm putting that in quotes because he works harder now than I've ever seen him. And his way of saying no to a job is basically he lets his phone fill up till he can take no more voice messages. And so that's his way of saying, I can't help you. You just can't leave a message, and he won't answer his phone. And that's one way to set a boundary. That's one way to say no and you know, state to people what you need. Protect your energy. And there's also other ways to do it. And I prefer the more direct approach. But the reason I'm sharing about him is he he typically pushes himself to the max constantly, and he always comes pretty worn out, but he has a spiritual practice, and he has faith in a higher being, a higher source, if you will, he would call God. And that's what he just knows. And he left the other day telling me, he's like, you know what? I just know I'm not in charge here. And he knows that he's, in essence, a co-creator of his life. But he was telling me the story. He was driving to go take care of a farmhouse that his mother had left him and his siblings. And when he got there, somebody had drove over the gas meters and they were broken. And he had to pull in a whole crew to get the whole thing figured out and fixed. And on his way, after leaving the house, he was driving on a gravel road, and because of the heat and who knows what else, just the freak accident of him, he got a crack on the front window, and then the back window shattered and it became a vacuum, and it sucked in all the gravel into his car while he was driving, so much so that he had to cover his mouth because he was breathing in all the dust and the gravel, and he had to pull over. He couldn't see. It was just a very weird thing. And that was just one day out of crazy stories he was telling me that has happened to him in the last 2 weeks. And he actually teared up 2 or 3 times talking to me because he felt safe to share about some friends that are sick and, other loss in his life. He shared memories about his parents, and, it was a interesting moment for me, because when I hear stories like that, the coach in me wants to say, there's something the universe is saying, like trying to wake you up. But that wasn't my place. He wasn't asking for that. And so the coach in me didn't come out, just the unconditional love of listening is all he needed in that moment. And that was easy for me to do then. And I was grateful for that opportunity to listen and hear his stories and ask him questions about his childhood. And it was a cool moment. The coach in me talking to you now is to say, are there places in your life or things that keep happening, or people that are in your circles that you're either outgrowing, that are sucking your energy, that you're wanting to set healthy boundaries with and needing to say no to? How are you handling that? Are you hoping that your voicemail just fills up, or you won't answer the phone so they won't, pick up, or you won't pick up to be available so that you can't say no to them? Or are you learning right now in this moment with the experiences circling around you something that life is here to teach you? Because all the challenges we face in life, whether it's driving down a gravel road and your windows break, or your oven fries out, or someone close to you dies, there's different levels of challenge we all face at every moment in life. And these challenges are also opportunities. And I know that can be painful to hear, but they are opportunities for our growth, for our evolution. The challenge, the main challenge is, are we listening? Are we paying attention? Because having an oven burn out was a minor thing. It got my attention. It was annoying to cook meals because it kept turning off the fuse box. I was able to call and get help for that particular challenge. Driving down a gravel road, your windows crack open after having another hard day, and you can't even see. You can't even see where you're going. There's symbolism there, right? What is the universe teaching you in that moment? Is it time to really get clear about your values and what's important to you now in this lifetime so that you can learn how to say yes to the true, intuitive, energetic yeses and learn how to say no to the hell no's? And to me, it all starts with energy, because if you tune in and you realize that you don't have energy, you can't do anything. You can't do anything anyway. And that's what leads to burnout. We burn out when we say yes to the wrong things. When we say yes when we meant to say no. When we say no to the right things because we're stuck in our heads or we're conditioned and not seeing things clearly in life. So how can we see more clearly? How can we make sure that when we're driving down life, that the window is clear, that we can see the path ahead of us? We may not know where the path is going, but we certainly want to see what direction we're heading in. And do we want to go in a circle as we're driving and not really seeing where we're going? We want to keep repeating life. We want to keep driving on repeat with gravel covering the window. Or do we want to see more clearly? And do we want to see maybe where this new path is going to take us? Could we turn down a different direction and break free of that repetitive loop? I'm choosing the new path. I want that for you too. But we all have to do our own work. We all have to stop and go, what are these messages teaching us? Why do I keep getting this particular challenge, pattern, habit, addiction? What is this trying to teach me in life? Why do I feel like my life is on repeat? How can I think a new thought, dream a new dream, see a new road ahead? Years ago, I went to a woman who was a bioenergetics healer, and you can look up bioenergetics if you want to know more about what that is, but I can just describe that I was laying down on like a massage table and fully clothed, and she has this kind of electrical current mat that you lie on, and then you put these headphones on to listen to binaural beats, and it helps to bring your nervous system to relaxation, and it's also a way to balance the brain with these sounds. And then you have an eye mask so that you're, relaxing and not having any other outside distractions. And she goes through, and she was very intuitive, and she goes through your body, and she starts at your head and kind of works your way down. And she stopped at my left shoulder, and she just very gently and quietly, and I was in a state of complete relaxation. So my thinking mind wasn't going to take over. It was in tune with my body and my spirit and my intuition. And she said, "What do you think is going on here? What's in your left shoulder?" And the first word I said was responsibility. And she's like, good. And then she started working on that. And I felt as though responsibility were washing out of my shoulders. And then she worked her way down again, and then she got to my legs, and she was able to tune in, and she said, "Tell me about your childhood, and tell me about your relationship with your father." And I'm like, whoa. But I was in a state of relaxation, so I was able to just say what was in my stream of consciousness, just the tune into what really needed to come out. And I said I felt like I was never seen. I had loving parents, but I felt like they didn't really see who I really was. and I wanted to be seen. And she told me this story. She said, I want you to imagine. Well, she actually knew I was about to go to the ocean with my kids. And so she said, imagine that you're at the beach with your dad, with your parents. And you're looking out to the water and you see the ocean and you see the sand and you see the sun and you just see the beauty all around you, and your senses are awakening, and you're just so happy to be there. And you see your dad and you notice that he has glasses on. And, if you know anything about me, or my family raised me on really ridiculous movies, and it's kind of our love language is like movie quotes from my dad's favorite movies were Mel Brooks movies. And the moment she said that, I instantly saw Weekend at Bernie's. I envisioned my dad sitting in a chair with glasses on, just kind of smiling. And she said, those glasses that he's wearing, imagine they have mud on them. And he can't see the same things you see. And it was really minor, like phrasing, but it had a huge impact on me because she said this to me way before my dad passed away. And it brought a lot of healing. It brought a lot of forgiveness. It brought a lot of acceptance to my life. And it brought empathy and compassion, because so often we all want to be seen, but we forget that we all see differently. And if we put our self-worth out into someone else's hands, and we wait for that validation, and we wait for those accolades, and we wait for the rewards, and we wait for them to be seen, or we wait for all the likes and the followers, we are handing over our power to people who can't even see the light in the same way that we see it. And every way that we see it is valid. Not one is better than the other. That was his perspective, his filter, his version. But symbolically, she was trying to show me that he sees the world and sees you differently than you see it. End of story. Really. So after that healing moment, I thought, wow, that really was helpful for me to see that. And then I took my kids to the ocean, and I took an epic 17-day trip. I'm sure I talk about it in past episodes. This was a couple years ago. But it was a very empowering moment for me to drive my kids solo, just me as the driver, cross country. And we hit several states, and we went to all these amazing places. But when we were on the ocean, at the beach, what struck me was the way that I saw the light, the way that I saw the ocean. From my perspective, I watched my children dancing in the ocean waves under the sunshine. Absolute pure joy. Like absolute, so much pure joy that I almost couldn't even see their physical form anymore. What I simply saw was light dancing on the water. Light dancing on the shore. Pure light bouncing joyously at the beach, which is what the beach will do to, hopefully, many of us. But especially kids. I mean, they're just so in tune with it. And that's the healing effects of the ocean, right? The earth, the air, the fire. It's all there at the beach. And I gave myself the space to tune in, to be in that moment and to watch their lights. And not only watch, believe me, I danced too. I let my light and my pure joy dance on that beach. It's imprinted in my soul. It's a moment and a memory I'll never forget. And it's interesting, I don't know why that came up to share with you, except the symbolism of we all see light and life differently. Not better. We just have a different experience and a different perspective and different language and different past. But the thing that is the same is that we're all the same light. We're all connected to that same source. We are truly the frequency of love, unconditional love. That's to me what pure joy is. It's the same frequency. That's really who we are before we put mud in our glasses, before the gravel fills our car and we can't see anymore, before all the heaviness that happens in our lifetimes. We're pure joy. We're pure love. We're pure peace. And what we're being called to do right now in this amazing time in history is we have chosen to be here to bring back that love, that joy, that peace again. When you feel like the messages in your life aren't making sense, journal. Talk to people. Find the support you need to make some sense of it so that those opportunities, those challenges you're facing help you evolve and grow and expand and help you get more in tune with your inner love, peace, and joy. I want you to find a new road. I want you to turn right instead of the left over and over and over. I want you to learn how to break away from the past conditioning so that you wake up and see your life afresh, that you can take off the muddy glasses, that you can drive your car peacefully and joyfully and even nervously while you turn right. Or in my case, being left-handed, I always like to go down the road less traveled. I'd probably turn left. I recently saw Barbie, and I'm curious if you've seen it and what your thoughts are. The one thing that I loved the most about the movie is a couple things I loved about it. I loved laughing. I loved the remembrance of Barbie. I remember, just the 80s and playing with those kinds of toys and the weird Barbie. Kate McKinnon's character is brilliant. And I loved that they used an Indigo Girls song. And I was singing and laughing while they were playing that. So there's a lot of humor in it. A lot of symbolism in it. The best part is when the mom in the movie makes a statement about how hard it is to be a woman in this world, in this society. And then they start going to wake people up, in essence. They're breaking them of their brainwashing so that they can remember who they truly are. And in a way, I think that's what these challenges and opportunities in life are constantly here for us. Now, sometimes it's just sipping your coffee and watching a hummingbird come to the window. Sometimes it's listening to the trees. Sometimes it's getting that call that no one wants to ever get. Whatever it is in your life, you chose to be here in this time. You are a shining light of love, peace, and joy. And you're waking up. And with each new moment, each new day, you are given an opportunity to take a new breath, to think a new thought, to drive a new road, to turn a new page in your life's story and start new. Start a new story. So if you're feeling stuck in the stories and you're feeling like you need support to wake up, there are many ways to feel supported. Trust your intuition. Trust where you're being guided. Some of the services I offer you can find on my website. Understanding your human design energy blueprint is a massive help in waking up, because you stop looking outside of yourself and you stop doubting your brilliance because it's right there in your chart, and you stop letting your mind and past conditioning make decisions for you because you get to see how to tune better into your intuition, how to make more aligned decisions with your energy, how you're here to learn in this lifetime, the lessons you're here to learn, and even your life's theme and soul's purpose. It's all in your human design astrology chart. Maybe some journaling is what you need most, or maybe just some space for guided meditation to just get quiet, shut out the world, and go into your inner world and see what's up. You have an intuitive guide. Your intuition is your guide. It is your teacher. It's here and it's giving you messages all the time. Your job is to learn how to listen, to make space to listen. Because you can see how busy the world is designed to pull us away from that inner knowing. But no, not you. You're not going to live a life that is covered in mud and gravel. You want to see the beauty all around you and within you. So let's keep clearing the mud, right? That whole idea of the lotus comes out in the mud. The mud, we need it. We need it. Just put on your mud boots while you're walking through it, okay? Don't let it suck you down all the way. Put your mud boots on, get your support that you need, walk through that mud, maybe even wearing some pink. I mean, why not? Whatever your favorite color is, you do you. You be seen. You see you. Do what feels right to you, not to be seen from others, but because you know it in your bones, in your heart, in your soul, that is where you need to go next. That is who you are in this lifetime. That is the light that the world needs most from you. So, my beautiful, beautiful you are beautiful. There's beauty all around you, even when there's a lot of mud. Even when there's a lot of mud, there's still beauty to be seen. So trust yourself, listen to yourself, honor yourself. When you hear yourself pulling yourself down, whose thoughts are those? Clear them out. I don't need to think that thought anymore. When you're afraid and you want to turn down the same road to go down that circle again, but you know in your heart of hearts it's time to turn a new way, find the support you need. Shine a little light there so you can see and go for it. Learn how to take healthy risks. I like to say this phrase, tune in, rise up. So you tune in. Where am I being guided? And you know what? I always have to shut off social media. I always have to get my phone out of my hands. I always have to get into nature. I have to meditate. I have to practice my breath. For me, creativity, I have to paint. I have to put on my favorite music and dance it out. I have to find ways to get out of the noise of life and tune in. Then when I'm tuned in, I feel grounded, I feel creative, I feel powerful, I feel loved, I feel like I can express and speak my truth. I feel really connected to my intuition. I feel connected to source. And instead of avoiding answering my phone, I simply speak it. I inform. I protect and honor my boundaries, my energy, my needs. Because when I tune in, I know what they are. When I'm not tuned in, oh God, right? Irritability, anger, frustration, freaking out, burning out, frying out, doubt, fear, anxiety, all the things that we all know very well. So my encouragement to you today is to trust that whatever I said today and whatever you heard, let it land for you. The one thing that stands out to you the most. What is that? I'd love to challenge you actually right now. If there was one thing that spoke to you from this show, write it in your journal, email it to me. I want to know, because when you write it, when you speak it, when you share it, you bring it one step closer to action. You magnify it. What was the one takeaway that I shared today that just helped you look at your life a little bit differently, or something you might practice or do after listening to these words? You can email me, Shannon at, no, that's not it. I changed it. You can email me hello at shannonkinneyduh.com. I want to know, what's one thing you're going to do today to take a new path, to dream a new dream, to write a new page in your story? Remember, right now, as you take this breath with me, right now is a new moment, a fresh, clean slate. Let your heart and your soul and your body guide you. Let your light shine bright. You are designed to shine, and I want to see your light in this world. We need you. You matter. You are enough. You are beautiful just as you are. Let your life experiences help you see in a new, fresh way and help you wake up to your light. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. If you'd like to have a session, I'm doing flower essence therapy sessions, human design readings, and holistic life coaching. My calendar is limited for the fall because, you guys, I'm working on my book, my affirmation deck, and some other really cool creative projects that I'm actually co-collaborating with my children. I can't wait to share more. So if you want a session, though, reach out, sign up on my calendar, and share this episode with your friends. Share the podcast, leave a review, do the things that give and receive love. Let's all give and receive love and stop the over giving, over committing, overdoing it to the point of burnout. Let's all give and receive. And the more that we do that, the more we know reciprocity, the more we know what it feels like to tune into unconditional love for ourselves and each other. Be well, my friend. Thanks for being here, and I will see you next time.